Hey kids, welcome to yet another exciting adventure where we start off with a cute little opening here. Uh-oh, darkness is coming. 4 souls. Sounds familiar. Uh-oh. 4 orphans. There's no way in this game have parents. See that there? 4 boys. None of this, well, one of them was a girl thing. Yeah, cursor off the screen there. Alright, let's get... That was the introduction of this game. Welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy III. Yay! This is the sequel to the last game I played, you know. Not the same one as, if you were in America, what you saw as the Final Fantasy III on the Super Nintendo. Nope, this is the original Final Fantasy III, translated and ready for, you know. Let's just start here. Now we have 4 characters here. And... why is this not working? There we are. Alright. The first character, I think his default name is Luneth. I will obviously be taking his name. And his lovely little red characters right there. We have the second one, I think his name is Ark. I'm going to do something... excuse me 1 second. That never fails. I know, where was I? Oh, I'm going to do something a little different this thing, and instead of naming people after, you know, people I know, I'm going to name them after other Let's Players. So, yeah. This is going to be B-Dude. And we have the green one here. I think his name is Rafa, or something like that. It starts with an R. This is going to be Turnip, after good old turnips for radish. And the last one, who's supposed to be purple, but apparently the sprite limitations made it so he's just another red guy. This is going to be Joey, after JR, aka Joey. There we go. And now we're ready to begin. We've apparently fallen. Well, thanks, Captain Obvious. Oh yes, start throwing the fingers around. Someone was the voice of reason. I'm gonna say turnips. And we're in a battle. 4 goblins. Now, the different thing in this game is that we now have the auto-target ability. As you notice above the goblin there was the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 flashing. That just was an indication of, to you, the player, what each character, indicated by the number, was actually doing. See, I select myself to attack, and there's a 1 appeared. So this shows you that the first character is doing something to this monster. And then 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, this game eliminated the flailing helplessly at dead monsters. We get 12 guild to whatever capacity is, and 16 experience, which causes all of us to level up. Well, what were those? What are we gonna do now? And now we actually have control. Yay! And here we get a potion and a leather shield. Alright. We all have knives and leather helmets and cloth attire. This is your menu here. As you see, we're back to the spell charge MP system as opposed to... That was the only thing I didn't find too fond about this game, is going back to the spell charge system. But, you know, it's manageable. They, at least in this game, give you an adequate number of spell charges to get anywhere. This game introduced the job system, which I'll get to when I get jobs. It also introduced the skill level system, skill level system, where as you battle with a certain job, you can gain skill levels in it, and the higher the skill level you have, the easier it is to switch back to that job if you change away from it, as well as the better the job functions. And I'll explain that when I get to, when I get the first jobs here. Oh, there's this rock here. You press select on the rock, and it opens a secret passage. You have the ability to close it with that one, or I think that one opens it from the other side. Because you can come back down here. We have a second leather shield here that I'm going to give to Dude. Now that thing you saw where it said X Ocean, like it was screwing up there, it is not the screw up. That is just denoting you cannot equip the potion. We get a South Wind, which does ice damage to an enemy in battle. Ah, we have more new monsters. Ifang and Carbuncle. Now, Ifang take about 2 hits, Carbuncle takes 1. And, yeah, nothing too real concerning. Oh, I guess. Nothing a whole lot more. Nothing to be concerned about here. I mean, they're just generic enemies that you can kill. Now, the thing about this game is that each job has a certain growth. And that growth for that job is fixed. However, it does affect a little bit your actual growth for your regular level, as opposed to just, like, whatever job you are. So if you wanted to, and we get a nice healing spring here to heal us up, you could, with enough capacity, switch to a job with a high HP gain, gain the level, gain the appropriate stat growth, and then switch back to the job you were leveling before. And I suppose with enough skill on either job, it makes that fairly easy, but more than often, you'll run out of capacity if you try to do that for everybody. And here we get another potion. And that's also, it's not even necessary. I mean, you can get through this game easily enough without even having to worry about anything of this. What's going on? Something evil attacked! Hurrah! We have our first boss battle, the land turtle. It has about 150 or 120 HP there, but you will deal very little damage to it, so you have 2 South Winds. It is weak to ice. Just use them. I mean, you could save them if you really wanted to and hack away at this thing for an hour, doing 6 to 9 damage. But, they're not worth really holding on to. See, the thing this game did better than Final Fantasy II was it gave you attack items while they were useful. 33 experience, and we're good. Oh, there's a crystal here. You have hey, it talks. Blast of the light. Aw. No, not the balance. Great strength from the crystals, huh? Well, we'll try not to. I mean, we're kind of just kids. And unlike the last game, they are, like, what we would consider kids. They're about, I guess, everyone says, like, 6. I'm guessing they're 10 to 12. Like, Goonies type, if anyone's ever seen that movie. We have an opening cutscene. Final Fantasy III, 1990, shortly before the release of the Super Nintendo. Yeah, not for sale. Like, where was there a cartridge made of this game? Don't use Nesticle. I'm using JNES. The last LP, Final Fantasy II, was on Vestopia, which I guess is why it was all off kilter there, and the fonts were different, and you know. But I started with that emulator, might as well have finished with it. But yeah, everything seems to be running a lot smoother with this one. Even if I go back and play Final Fantasy II with this emulator, it looks normal, like it's supposed to. Psalm 2 Freak the Translator. Yeah, 4 stout-hearted warriors. Even though we're kids, we're stout-hearted, yes. That's just kind of euphemism for stubborn, I guess. And we are once again charged immediately with the task of saving the world. And as we all know, role-playing game heroes have to do whatever they're told by whoever they're told to do it. They also have to do everything they're told not to do. And go outside the circle. That is the only way to get out of here, so... And now we're outside. Ur is to the south there, but I want to show you the job-changing thing here. Alright, we have our jobs are onion kids at this point. If you go to the jobs thing, you have the ability to change into a fighter, a monk, or the 3 kinds of wizards. Now what I'm going to do is, you have to de-equip yourself to change jobs. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be the fighter, which takes away 8 capacity, reducing us down to 29, and makes me the fighter. I have to just re-equip myself here. There we go. You know, there's very little actually changed with the stat thing there. Since B-Dude has a seeming obsession with Tifa, sorry, I had to say it, he's going to be the monk. I know I didn't use a monk in the first Final Fantasy, but I like them here. They're quite a bit better. I'm going to remain him barehanded for right now. Turnip! At the time, it's going to be my Black Wizard. Now, I know you're thinking that the White Wizard in the game at this point is far more useful, and you'd be correct. We're going to give him both knives. But the thing about that is for magic multiplier levels, you need to have one multiplier for every 16 intelligence, or intellect as it's called. Actually, in this game, the intellect stat does something, like it did in the last one, or 32 levels of skill. So I want him to start gaining skill level, like, immediately. I know at this point he has no spell charges, which is why he's pretty much not going to do anything at this point for skill, but... And... Joey is going to be my White Wizard. Because you have to have a healer. Nobody messes with the White Mage. Just going to equip him there. He can't use a knife as a White Wizard, so... Also, put him in the back row there. Unlike the last game, back row status doesn't mean you can't get attacked, it means you just take half damage. And we're going to go right back into the cave. Now this is the entrance of the altar cave. And there's some stuff here we should get. You run into any real new enemies, we get 1,000 gil there. And another chest of 1,000 gil. Actually, okay, I was wrong. You will run into new enemies. The blue wisp. And you just attack there with your hands. The reason why I changed them into their jobs now is that I know in a few, like 2 or 3 battles on the way in here, they're going to gain another level, and I want them to gain a level as the job I want them to be for now, as opposed to, you know, the job they are, which is Onion Kid. Wow, he missed whip totally. Man, alright, we'll get rid of the carbuncle first. You keep trying that, I guess. See, I'm changing job into a fighter made me a little stronger, so I did a double-digit damage. Spells in this game are learned like they have been in the previous 2 games, where you have to actually have like a scroll or some type of item. To learn them, and obviously we don't have any yet, so people can't cast anything. Thank you, Turner, for finally hitting something. Wow, how do you think that Joey, the white mage, is more reliable with his fist than B-Dude is at this point? I'm kidding. Just unlucky that he missed entirely. Oh, those are the new jobs I'm going to be running with for a while. And everybody gains their level and their jobs. And thus now the HP count is not pretty much so ridiculously close to everything. It's not too far away, because none of the original jobs have what you'd call a low HP gain. But it'll start, the rift will start growing. The only real reason to come in here now is to get this treasure and to build up some capacity. And since they like to attack turnips, we're going to give him this ring. Only gives him 1 point of defense, but it's free. We get a longsword, which I will be taking for myself. Now, as opposed to the last game, where evasion was so much important, a sleep spell. I'm going to give that to Turnip. As opposed to the last game where evasion was so important, it doesn't work the same in this game, so, you know, I'm gonna pretty much have everyone who can dual wield. Another longsword, which I'm going to equip on myself there. Because shields in this game do very little except enhance your defense, which does very little in and of itself, so... And we get nunchucks. Now, equipping 1 nunchuck on your monk there doesn't do anything. Equipping 1 nunchuck does nothing, because it's like attacking with 1 weapon, as opposed to right now where he's attacking with 2. But if you have 2, they actually are better. Okay, well, yeah. I think it's gonna about do it for this episode. Next episode, we head into our lovely hometown there and tell the people who were nice enough to take us in and raise us that we have to abandon them and run off to save the world because some giant crystal in a cave told us to. So, until then, everybody, thank you for watching the first episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy III. Until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support, and have a good night, everybody.